Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the Riverdale Season 3 mid-season finale. So, just to review the episode a bit, it started out with the Vixens having a general seizure, the Vixens team having a whole seizure, and we flash to Jughead and meeting his family, finally get to see Jellybean and Gladys, his mother. Tori is one of the afflicted with the seizures. She meets Cheryl at their house, and Cheryl treats her. Cheryl asks Tori to move in. Meanwhile, Veronica finds out about Hiram's prison drug plan and sees the effects of Fizzlocks happening across the town. And the Sisters Require Mercy, Betty finds out that the Gargoyle King is not real, but is in fact a hallucination. Inside the Gargoyle King's chambers is just a gargoyle sculpture. And she needs to prove this to Ethel, which she does. Meanwhile, at the high school, people in hazmat suits come to take away the Vixen, and Veronica manages to escape. And then Veronica crashes the emergency PTA meeting that was held about this, and reveals that there was no health organization that actually came to the school. And she also reveals about Hiram's prison drug plan. Hiram obviously denies the claims, which the parents believe. He also reveals that the people in hazmat suits were his private firm. While Archie and Jughead are with Jughead's family, Penny attacks Archie and is eventually killed by Jughead's mother, Gladys Jones. Meanwhile, in Sister Require Mercy, Betty and Ethel make a plan to escape. They manage to kidnap Sister Woodhouse and take her to the chambers, and eventually escape the Sisters Require Mercy with the other patients using the Griffin Queen.
I cannot believe my eyes!
Finally, Jughead and Archie have to go separate ways. Archie meets his dad for the last time and heads to the border, while Jughead goes with his father back to Riverdale. On coming back to Riverdale, they find out that the town is under quarantine set by the governor thanks to Hiram. And we finally see a toast with Hiram and the Gargoyle King. Let's just start out and say that this episode was by far the worst episode of this season. Maybe even the entire show if I'd like to go that far. Let's talk about the good things though. All that meeting between Jughead, Archie, and his family, that was all pretty nice. I like that chemistry, was all great. And also, the little funny part of how Betty proves the Gargoyle King to Ethel by making her jealous, that was also cute. It was really interesting to see and it was fun. Now let's talk about the bad things. I have a whole list of them. In the episode, Cheryl asks Tori to move in with her, which is obviously a big thing, but because we've seen so little of their relationship, we can't understand the effect of this. You see, they spent all this time last season to make this whole beautiful relationship and set it up, but now it's in season 3 and we haven't heard anything about it. Then you expect us to be like, oh wow, this is so cute, why don't you move in? But it's been such a platonic relationship. All the scenes they've had together as a couple could be replaced by other couples, and it's just not nice. We don't see any depth or chemistry to their relationship, and it's just messy. Then we have Alice. Alice meets Betty and the Sisters Require Mercy. When Alice sent her there, she had the purpose of keeping her safe and was actually acting like a good mother. Alice comes to see Betty, and she literally starts with,
Betty, you look terrible. Thank you, Mom. Did you come here just to tell me that?
I just don't get it. Like, do you like your daughter? Do you not like your daughter? You're the reason why she's in the Sisters Require Mercy. At least you'd be a little bit tolerant of it, so why treat her this way? Alice is just really plot inconvenient. I'm sorry guys, I have to. Alice is just really plot convenient. She doesn't have any character. She's either mentally psychotic or she's the worst character made ever. We also have the PTA meeting. The PTA meeting had only the main parents of the core 4 and Cheryl's parents as well as 2 other parents. Now, I would think that since it's a PTA meeting, you would have a few more parents there, considering that the entire Vixen crew had a seizure. I feel like more parents would be concerned. And I don't know why it was so hard to get a few more extras in that scene, because I feel like if my daughter had a seizure in school, a mass seizure in fact, I would be a lot more concerned. But okay, they only have a few parents there. And even then, they don't seem surprised at the fact that Hiram has taken the cheerleaders away for his own private research. The only person that seems outraged by this is Cheryl, who is not in fact the mother of the victims, but seems to care more than their actual parents. Okay? Moving on. A big reveal was that we found out the Gargoyle King was a hallucination. That in fact he was not real. Alright? So what is the Gargoyle King then? This implies that there's somebody under that suit, and there's someone there. And if so, how the heck did they get into Betty's house? Remember a few episodes back where the Gargoyle King managed to get into Betty's house and scared Betty and Alice? How did he get in? If it's not a supernatural thing, that means there's someone under that suit, and they managed to be able to sneak in and cue that red lightning without Betty and Alice noticing. How does that work? And that's the problem. If you're gonna introduce something supernatural, you need to set it at the beginning of the show. You can't spend 2 seasons making the show as real as possible, then jumping into the supernatural, and then bringing it back down, because now you have a few plot holes. It's just a mess now, because they can't decide what they want to do, and they're just pulling things out of their ass for the sake of it, so that it makes it scares the people watching or something. But it's not really helping, it's just creating more plot holes in the future that you can't explain. Alright, and then we have the Betty's escape. That plan should not have worked. You literally cannot find any asylum worse than the Sister to Acquire Mercy. So basically, Betty and Ethel escape by kidnapping Sister Woodhouse and getting her keys. Her keys manage to bypass all security in the Sisters Acquire Mercy, and they managed to escape with all their patients. Meanwhile, while they were having a discussion and while Betty was setting up the Griffin Queen, the nurses were asleep. Okay, what of the men in white? Where are they? We saw them in the building when Betty tried to escape. I feel like Sister Woodhouse would have alerted them in some way, or at least they would be on guard to watch in case of any absurdities, like when Betty tried to kidnap Sister Woodhouse. But no, they're not there for the entire episode, and somehow they just managed to escape without any kind of security whatsoever. It's just, well, we have a key, let's get out of here, damn, that's it. And like, it's just really plot convenient how the men in white are always there when they're needed and always there when they're not needed. It's really just all over the place. That was just a big oopsie on their part, because that plan shouldn't have worked. It just needed them to escape so that they could set up their plot properly. But now they have this mess on their hands. Okay. And even like, how the hell did Betty manage to threaten Sister Woodhouse when there's like, it shouldn't have worked. It just should not have worked. That's the problem with this show. It's just pulling things out of their asses without any means of explanation whatsoever. It's just really dumb, and honestly, I don't know what crackhead shippers are on this show. It's really whack. It's one of the dumbest shows I've ever watched. I still don't know why I'm watching. I guess it's to make more rant reviews like this, but yeah. Riverdale writers are probably on something. They're messing up. Like, this is worse than any CW show ever, and they have to get their things together if they want to pull this season back together, because they're already messing themselves up by just pulling things out of their asses when they need to.
Move in with you?
Cuckoo bananas for you, Humphrey.
Unmolested.
What does that mean?
She's talking about drug dealing and prostitution.
Aren't you? You lunatic.
Oh, you nasty.
Lead you into the light. Hark, there she be.
I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot believe my eyes.
The Griffin Queen. Away from this fortress.